Welcome to the next lecture of Production and Operational Management. This is Salman, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering, ISL Engineering College. So, presently we are discussing about forecasting techniques. So, we have seen various types of forecasting techniques. So, in which we have basically divided the forecasting techniques by two methods. One is qualitative analysis, one is quantitative analysis. Qualitative analysis, we have told that it is purely based upon market survey, that is based upon the quality of the product, whatever product it is. If you are forecasting that you have to done basing upon the quality of the product, that is qualitative basis. Next is quantitative basis. What is quantitative is nothing but number basis. In number basis, yesterday we have discussed about few techniques. First one is we have discussed simple moving average method. Next we have seen double moving average method. Third we have seen smoothing exponential method. Next we are going to see is adjusted exponential smoothing method. So, I will show what is the difference between these two. So, in this smoothing technique, simple smoothing technique, we use the forecasting, and we have seen another method, that is weighted average method, also we have seen yesterday. So, in among these different models, what is the main difference among these is nothing but in simple averaging method, we are giving equal importance to all the data. That is nothing but when you want to forecast something, you should have the knowledge of your demand. What is the previous demand, previous time period demand you should have. So, basing on the time period, we are giving equal weightages to the time period, equal weightages to the previous time period in simple moving average method. But whereas in weighted average method, the data which is exactly previous to the data for which you are forecasting, for example, you are forecasting for the month of August, the July data will be given, more weightage. So, more weightage, and the summation of all the weightages should be equal to 1, that we have seen yesterday's class. The next thing we have discussed is double averaging method. In double averaging method, what we will do, first we will do the averaging of the time period for first 3 months, then again we will do averaging for the whatever the result coming. Next we will do the averaging for that. So, in this you need a spare of 6 months data. 6 months data will be available in your hand, then only you can able to forecast the future of the product. So, to overcome all those defects, we used one special technique, that is nothing but a simple exponential technique, where we are giving importance only to the previous data, previous year data or previous time period data. Either it may be previous forecast or either it may be previous demand. So, for example, in yesterday's class we have seen that Ft is equal to, what we have seen, Ft is equal to Ft minus 1 alpha into dt minus alpha Ft minus 1, where Ft minus 1 is the forecast of the previous data, alpha is your smoothing factor. So, that smoothing factor will be given to you. What smoothing factor should be used for particular forecasting, that will be given to you. Okay. Next, what is the dt minus 1 is nothing, what is the time period for the previous time, Next, Ft minus 1 is again what was the previous forecast. So, by using this we have solved one problem also yesterday. Now, in this method, in next we are going to update this technique by using an adjusted exponential smoothing method. So, what is difference between this simple exponential smoothing method and adjusted exponential smoothing method is that, so in adjusted smoothing method, what we generally do is, for example, so what we will do, So, what we generally do in this is nothing but, we know that in previous method we have given the importance to previous data, that is demand and forecast. In this method, along with that, we will give an importance to the trend. So, there will be some trend for every product. For example, if I say smartphones, if I say what do I say, virtual mobiles, virtual videos, so whatever you say, so everything there is some particular trend which is going. So, in this, along with the data of previous demand and previous forecast, we should have the data of trend, trend. So what trend business is presently going? For example, now let us see the trend is going for smart mobiles. Now if some person comes and tells me that I am going to invest my money on basic models, basic mobile phones, like you can even see the Jio phone has given basic mobile for 2000 rupees. Even if it is for 2000 rupees with all smartphone facilities, like you can use internet, even then the phone is not that much in sales. What is the reason? Because everyone knows that now the population is, the people are wanting towards the smartphones, that is they want touch screen, they want good camera, they want speed, they want everything. So basing on that, you cannot do your investment which is out of trend. So you have to understand what is present trend. Basing on that, you have to focus the product. For that, for example, if you see here what we have written, ft plus 1. For example, you have to focus the for present period, then you should have the knowledge of previous forecast and the previous trend. So how to identify this previous forecast? So the previous forecast formula already we know, which we have done in smoothing factor. So ft is equal to alpha of dt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha of ft minus 1. So plus t minus 1. So this is you should have when you are forecasting for the previous period. Also you should have the knowledge of the trend of old period. For example, you are doing forecasting for third month, you should have the knowledge of first month trend also. You should have the first month trend knowledge also. You should have the data with you. Okay, without the data you cannot able to find. So now if it is now for finding the trend, what is present trend going, for that also we have a formula, tt is equal to trend for the present time period is equal to beta. This is also a smoothing factor which will be given in your question. Okay, beta of ft minus 1 plus 1 minus beta of t minus 1. Okay. So this tt is nothing but the trend adjuster or trend adjusting coefficient. Now let us see how we have solved this problem. So compute the adjusted exponential forecast for the first week of March for a firm with following data. Assume the forecast for the first week of Jan f naught, first week of Jan. So forecast before Jan, when you are doing forecasting for first week, you have the knowledge of f naught as 600, previous forecast you have as 600, and the corresponding initial trend, for the corresponding initial trend is T naught as 0 and alpha and beta are given as 0.1 and 0.2. So this is the again given data. So these are the weekly demand. So initially the demand was 650, next the demand was 600, next demand third week is 550, then is 650. So in this way they have given the question. So let us see how we are going to solve this. So we know that the forecast for a particular period, that is for the first week I want to find, for the first week, because I know f naught, that is the initial data for the first week, that the forecast is given as 600, f naught is given as 600, that is why ft is equal to, because I want the forecast for the first month, that is nothing but second month or first week. So ft is equal to alpha of, what we have the formula, ft plus 1 is equal to ft plus 1 is equal to ft plus f alpha. Now if I want the forecast for the first period, for the first month, first week, then I have to take t as 1, then the demand will be 1 minus 1 0 plus 1 minus alpha of f 1 minus 1 0 plus t 1 minus 1 0. Initial trend is 0. Next the forecast is 650 minus 650 is there, this demand is 650. Next your alpha here again it is 600. Okay, why this is 600? 1 minus 1 is 0. The initial data they have given it as 600, the forecasting has been given as 600, so that we are taking as 600 plus initial trend is also given as 0, then we will get the value of forecasting for the first week forecast you have got. Then you are doing trending for the first week. then you are doing trending for the first week, that is 0.2 of ft. Ft is nothing but forecast of this month 605 minus f naught. What is f naught? The previous forecast to this. What is the previous forecast? 600 minus plus 1 minus beta of t naught. Beta as value is given as 0.8. You are substituting that value, you are going to get the answer. You are going to get the answer. Okay, done. Okay, 1 minus beta value is 0.2. So you are doing this, you are going to get the answer. Next, with this, you know that total forecast for the second month. But when you have the forecast for the first month and the first time period, first week, you can calculate the forecast for the second week. That is f1 plus 1. F1 plus 1. That is forecast for the second week. What is the forecast for the second week? Forecast is 606. But what is the actual demand? Actual demand is 600. Actual demand is 600. So first of all, you have to understand, when I do forecasting will be done before the supply of the product. But whereas the demand comes after the completion of the month. Now similarly, already you should not take the same value when you are doing forecasting for the third week. Again you have to use these two formulas itself. You have to do f2 and t2 again, then you have to go for f3. So similarly I am going for f2. F2 is equal to 0.1 of d2 minus 1 plus 1 minus 0.1, that is nothing but this is alpha d2 dt minus 1 plus 1 minus alpha of ft minus 1 plus t minus 1. Okay, 0.1 of d1 plus 0.9 of f1 plus d1. So the demand d1 is nothing but, again here you have to take 650 or 600, whatever is the demand you have given. What is the particular demand you have to take? Okay, so because you are doing, here you have to take simple thing. You are doing forecasting for third week. So f2 is nothing but you have to take the forecasting for this particular month. So you are taking it here as 600. You are taking it here 600 plus 0.9 of 0.605. Where you have got that 605? Here you have got 605 plus 1. So basing on that, you have got the forecast for the second week. Then you will find the trend 0.2 of f2 minus f1 plus 1 minus beta into T1 value you have already found it from here 1. You have to take that value. From this way you can able to get the second trend factor, trend coefficient. So when you add these two, you will get the forecast for the third week. In this way, step by step, again you have to calculate the forecast for when you are trying to solve the forecast for the fourth week. You should not use this value. You should not use this value directly. Again you have to use the formula itself. Again you have to use the formula for forecasting as well as trend. Last semester your 4-1 means the odd semester, the question was asked in your examination. Simple, okay, trend setting question was asked. How you have to solve, we have discussed already. At last you have to do the tabling part like this. Whatever the answers you have got, you have to do. If you are not able to do this also, it's not a big issue. If you have solved that, that's enough. Next is linear regression. What is linear regression? Generally we know what are regression. In linear regression, always we have one dependent value and one independent value. The dependent value is nothing but we take it as generally y is equal to f of x, where x is your independent variable, y is your dependent variable. Y depends upon x. Now they are saying linear regression. When we say linear regression, it should be coming equation as y is equal to a plus bx. It should be coming as y is equal to a plus bx. So this is the linear equation, okay, where a is the intercept on y axis, b is the intercept on x axis, okay. So in that way you can able to identify the value, or b is clear. General multiple linear equations means if you are having multiple input values, here only x1 is there. If you are having n number of inputs along with for example, for you are taking a product, for a product you are considering only one factor. If there are n number of factors, then you have to take this type of thing. Okay, and if it is a curvature, if they are given it as a what we say, the curve is a linear curve, the exponential curve is given, then you have to use the data like this: a plus b1 x1 plus b2 x2 square plus b3 x3. In this method itself, the least square method will also come. That method also same procedure. Only thing is you have to take which curve you are using, So once you know the curve, that is nothing but the relationship between the dependent and independent values. Once you know that relationship, you can able to identify. For example, if you take the linear regression, what you have got the curve as y is equal to a plus bx, then what is a and b is nothing but your constants, arbitrary constants, which you have to find. How to find that arbitrary constants is nothing but b is equal to summation of xy is nothing but product of dependent variable and independent variable minus n is nothing but for what time period you are going to take the calculation, for what time period, either it is for 10 months, either it is for 12 months, either it is for 16 months, whatever is the number of time period. Then x bar comma y bar, x bar is nothing but the mean of x, y bar is nothing but mean of y, that is mean is nothing but summation of x divided by n, y bar is nothing but summation of y divided by n, whole divided by summation of x square minus n into x bar whole square, x bar square, whatever mean you are going to get, that mean you have to square, Let us repeat the formula once again: summation of xy minus n into x bar into y bar whole divided by summation of x bar square. You have to do the x bar, you have to do whatever value you have found for x square, whatever value you have found for x square, that you have to do summation, whatever value you have found for x square, that you have to do summation. Next is n into x bar the square, n into x bar the square. Similarly, a is equal to y bar minus bx bar, this y bar minus bx bar, b you will find the value from here, you will substitute here, you will find the value of a. Let us see one example for that. A firm believes that its annual profit depends upon its expenditure for research. Obviously, you know that if any product you are going to launch in the market, for that you have to do n number of research, either in terms of market, either in terms of product, either in terms of trend. You have to do research, basing on that only you will find the new products. Okay, the info for the preceding year, that is nothing but y of is given below, preceding is given as below. Estimate the profit which when expenditure is 6 units, So they have given the data like this. This is the expenditure which you are doing annually on research, So basing on that you are getting the profit, some profit. If you are doing expenditure of 2 units, then you are getting 20 profit, either it is 20 units. So if your expenditure is 3 units, you are getting 25. If you are doing 5, you are getting 34. If you are doing 4, you are getting 30. So basing on this, this is independent, this is nowhere dependent, but this 20 value is depending upon this. If you increase this, obviously here value is increasing. So you can write the equation as y is equal to a plus bx, a plus bx. This should be considered as y now, this should be considered as x, this should be considered as x, then this should be considered as y. Clear? So once you are done with this, let us do the calculation. You are doing tabulation first. So what are the years, first year, second year, third year given, x value is given, y value is given. So what is the data given, what is the data required for your b bar calculation is nothing but first you have to identify x bar, then you have to identify y bar, then you have to identify xy, then you have to identify x square and x bar square. So I will write x, xy, xy and x square. Okay, where you will find x bar is nothing but doing addition of all this, addition of all this you have got it as 30, and what is the number of time period? 6 time period. So you will get the mean of this. Similarly, y value also will get the mean of it. After getting the mean, you will calculate this x bar, y bar, that is nothing but product of these two. We have done here 20 into 2 40, 25 into 3 75, 34 into 5 170, 30 into 40 120, 11 into 40 440, 5 into 31 155. Then x square 4, 9, 25, 16, 121 and 25. Then you will do summation of this, then you will do summation of this and this, where you have got the answers as summation of this is 1000, summation of this is 200, summation of this is 200. When you got this value, go to B formula. What is B formula? Summation of xy, that is 1000 minus n is 6 into x bar comma y bar, x bar into y bar, x bar is 5, y bar is 30, 6 into 5 into 30. Okay. Next is summation of x square, summation of x square summation is 200 minus 6 into 25, 6 into 25, then you will get the value of B. Once you get the value of B, you know how to calculate A value. A value is equal to y bar minus 2b into x bar, b into x bar, that is 30 minus 2 into 5. So you are going to get the value of A as 20. So you can draw the relationship between the dependent variable and independent variable, that is y is equal to A plus xb as y is equal to 20 plus 2x. This is the generalized formula. If you keep on, they have asked you a question in 7th month, they want what will be the profit. So they have given some trend, basing on that you have created the equation, and now whatever the time period, whatever the investment they do in the research, basing on that you can able to easily identify the profit. So you have here they have given the investment as 6 units. So simply you keep the value of x as 6, you will get the whatever is the profit. Y is equal to, you are getting 32 units. This 32 units is nothing but your profit for that particular investment. Okay. Next is semi averaging method. This is not that much important. This is actually given in syllabus, but it is not required. So this semi averaging method is nothing but if you are having a particular time period, you will do averaging of above term, averaging of below term, then you will try to calculate the the value of this. So initially let us take the data how they have given. This is the data. Average means you know everyone doing sum of all the terms divided by number of terms. So first they have given the data from 2004 to 2010. So I have tabulated all those values. First thing is you have to do semi average, semi total of this. What is the total you are getting here? This is 192. You are getting 192. Similarly the data. So this data you have to divide into half such that one value will be left middle. So that above data and below data, that is old data and the new data, in average of 3 time periods you are taking as addition. So this is this average is 152, this is 298. Again we will do averaging of these two. Averaging of this two is 152 divided by 3. You try to do 152 divided by 2. Let me take the calculator and let us check once. 152 divided by 3. So how much you are getting? 50.67. Similarly, and when you have done the addition of these 3 values, you are getting 298 divided by 3. How much you are getting? 99.3. You may ask, sir, why you have taken only 3 means you can take, if it is 10 data, you have to take 4. You have to take 4 data. Okay. If it is odd means you have to leave one middle term as separate. Next, so the what value B value you have to take. That B value is nothing but semi average trend for 2009 minus semi average for 2005, that is nothing but middle ages. Here middle is 2005, here middle is 2009. So semi average trend for 2009, semi average trend for 2005 by 2000. What is the middle average? You have to subtract, then you will get the value of B here. Similarly A value will get. Now you are trying to get the relationship y is equal to A plus B, y is equal to A plus Bx, A plus Bx. Your A value you have got here, semi average trend for 2005, you have got A value. Next you are going to get plus B into this value, okay, x into 2005. Here the equation is, you can write, your equation is like A plus, sorry I couldn't able to write here, it is A plus x into, sorry, A plus B into x minus x dash, x minus x dash. In this, what is the data, how we are, what is the concept behind this? Nothing but if you have one particular time period where you have known, so if you are having 2 inputs or 2 data, then how you have to take, this is x minus x bar. Why they have known? They know the value for x bar, that is x1, but they don't know the value of x. So how to calculate that value is nothing but by doing the subtraction of these two. Okay. So they are going to get. Next is qualitative forecasting technique. In qualitative forecasting technique, we have basically the most important two type of techniques is nothing but Delphi type method and market survey. Market survey yesterday we have discussed. Market survey is nothing but we will take the series of questions, whatever the product you are doing, sales you are doing. So that series of questions will be taken basing on the type of product, and you will give it to either the end user or the survey people. So what they will do, they will collect the information from all the market survey. So basing on doing the calculation, that is by seeing the survey points, basing on the survey analysis, we can able to understand what the product in what features or what type of things where our product is lagging and why other product sales are good, what will be the future forecast, that we can able to analyze. For example, if I presently the trend is going for I have yesterday discussed about washing machine, that is automated washing machines. Now I am taking a survey on automated washing machines. What type of extra features you want in automated washing machines, what type of things you are expecting from a washing machine in further. So they will give a set of answers to that. Basing on that, we will do a survey and we will try to inculcate those things in our products. Next is Delphi type method. In Delphi type method, this is a very simple method. You can just, this is a completely theory question. The main thing is nothing but it uses the latest technology, and along with that, in this forecasting technique, they will not use a particular, like in market survey, we will be using only survey people. Here it is not like that. Here we will use the people of all departments, either it is sales, either it is marketing, either it is production, either it is development, either it is R&D, either it is management people. Everyone will be sitting together, all the subject experts will be sitting together. If I say something, for example, I give as a customer, I want something from the product, but if there is a R&D people, if there is research people, if there is some manufacturing people, that can able to tell that is it possible or not. So when you give the survey, after that it is going to production, what will happen? It will take a delay in it. So for example, I am taking a survey. So while doing survey, I am writing some points. I want this feature, I want this feature, this feature. I have given n number of questions. After taking survey, for taking of survey itself, it will take 2 to 3 months. After taking survey, I am going into a manufacturing company. So I am telling that I want the product in this features, what the customer wants. But production people say that no, it is not possible today. So this 3 months of your time is been wasted. To avoid that, what we generally do is we make the people of all departments sit together and they will give different opinions. The subject experts will be giving different opinions. Basing on their opinion, whichever the possibilities are there as per the advancement of technologies, those inputs will be taken from the experts and we will be able to forecast the future of the product. Okay. The next, what is the precautions we should take is nothing but panel members should be known to each other. Okay. The initial questionnaire should be ambiguous. It should not be a contradictory questions. It should be ambiguous. It should be different questions and should explain every matter about which opinion is sought, which opinion we should be given. After getting the opinion from the panel members, they are to be compared for similarities. 50% of the estimate is treated as the basis for comparison. So 50% of estimation, so all the data when you are done, so you have to compare the data, whatever the inputs they have given, you have to compare the data, whichever data is more relevant, at least 50% should be relevant to one another, then only you should go for the expertization or accepting of that the input given by the expert member. Okay. In this way, we do qualitative analysis and quantitative analysis on forecasting of the product. Okay. With this, we end our session on forecasting. So we will have a next session in which we will be discussing about what are the various errors. Mean error, we have seen some problems, but we haven't discussed about mean absolute error, mean error, squaring of errors. So those things, around 3 to 4 definitions are there. Small 2 marks questions will be repeatedly asked on that. Basing that, we will be discussing our next lecture. With that, we can able to complete the whole syllabus of forecasting. Okay. Thank you. Let's meet in the next lecture.